this works. Alright, we should be streaming. I don't think I named this. Oh, wait, hold on, I need to edit this. This title.
Your Fur Affinity account accidentally showed up on stream.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
No, it would be classic. It would be a throwback.
Oh no, what should I choose for the image? No, I'm not gonna pick that one. It's my character's head on like a Chinese soldier.
Oh no. gonna get cancelled. But this time, it's not for having me on the stream. It's for doing something racist before I did.
Okay, so I'm not sure what we're gonna play. I have Go-Go Hypergrind.
That would be comfy.
Yes, I managed to get a hold of that. So, pause the stream. It's playing, or not the stream, but the game. There we go. Okay, so now I just need to make sure that's actually viewable.
Go-Go Hypergrind, the game that people will have only ever played through ROMs. I refuse to believe that a physical copy exists.
They exist, it's just amazing how expensive they are.
I think it's all smoke and mirrors. I think it's like a conspiracy.
So yes, the Go-Go Hypergrind psyop.
Big Hypergrind is out to get you. I can't see it on the stream yet.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, I think it should appear now.
Yes. Yo, George Liquor.
That's right. Oh, John K. I don't know if this music is freaking copyrighted or something, but whatever. I'll just have it play. I don't care.
It'll probably be alright. I've noticed that YouTube has gotten a bit more strict with like taking down streams that have copywritten material. Nothing like the way it was like back when you and I used to do streams. You could just play like a whole album and then, you know, they'd put an ad on it or something, it wouldn't matter. But that was back when those, like, what was it, 24-hour cartoon streams were like a really big thing, where they would just have like unedited footage, like with maybe a border around it, for like 24 hours of Family Guy or something, and it just was allowed to exist on YouTube.
I know, that was so crazy how lax things were back then.
Yeah, and I remember making videos about like how bad copyright was, but no, if only I knew how bad things really are.
I know, it's just so bad. Like, earlier today I was watching a bunch of old YouTube videos back in the day, and I just felt really depressed, because we'll never have that time back ever again, just that early internet.
Yeah, I think like the freedom and the sense of adventure that the early internet had probably isn't going to come back to the mainstream, but I think if enough people want like that kind of amateur genuine content to come out, they just have to make it. And that's what I've been trying to do, like with my channel, like telling people out in the YouTube sphere, like, hey, it can still be done, you just have to point a camera and then talk about stuff. And I've seen some people kind of try to do that. Like there's this one guy, Artificial Night Sky, who he makes vlogs and will have like the old Windows Movie Maker like slideshow thing at the beginning of his videos, and it's so cool. I think the more people that get nostalgic about it, the more things like that are gonna exist that aren't just like, oh, I made a vaporwave video, I'm being ironic, but like just genuine, okay, I'm pointing the camera at a thing and I'm talking about it.
Yeah, there's still some good stuff out there. Just gotta know where to look.
It's kind of a double-sided coin, because the unfortunate thing and also the fortunate thing is channels like the one I mentioned don't get a lot of traction, so they're harder to find, but at the same time, like, if you do find them, you can feel like you're seeing something special.
Definitely. I haven't really found any YouTubers that kind of exemplify that early style. I remember this one guy I saw called Dan Tavius. I don't know. He feels like almost like I know this is gonna sound stupid, but I kind of reminds me of like early H3 before he just became California the person.
Yes. Before he became Portland, Oregon embodied, aka the fat guy retirement home, but as a city.
Yeah, it's sad what happened to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of emblematic of like where YouTube has gone, where like everybody's talked about this a million times over, but long form content has become way more incentivized than those highly edited, like high effort videos, and ad revenue is worth a lot less. And so, if you want to make more money and also just have more people see your stuff, because like people aren't as willing to actually sit down and watch like a full-fledged edited video anymore, that it creates this environment on YouTube where like if you're incentivized monetarily to make a certain kind of content, and you know that people are probably going to pay more attention to that, or by pay attention I mean give it more views, than like an edited video that they'll probably stop like in the first 5 minutes, or like be tabbing over to something else anyway instead of really paying attention to it. Then as a creator, it's like, well, why why even do that? Like, I can't exactly imagine what's going through some of these guys' heads, but I feel like those are probably that probably has to do with it.
Yeah, fortunately people are kind of at the mercy of the algorithm for if their stuff gets watched or not.
Yeah, but I mean, with someone like H3, someone is always going to watch his videos. Like, he'll probably get like, at the very least like 500k views on like a well-edited video, if not like 1 million or 2 million. It's just not as much, it's not as much attention or exposure as like making a podcast every week, because if you make a really well-edited, well-written video about a topic that people are going to forget about in 2 weeks, when the attention economy starts being focused on something else, when that flavor of the week just doesn't stick anymore, then like I can imagine it feels weird.
Yeah, especially back then it was like kind of popular to do like this reaction style videos. Now, I don't know, I guess I feel like nowadays YouTube wants to kind of be like TikTok, because they did the whole YouTube short thing. I don't know how long that'll last. Things will go back to maybe, I don't know, long form content again. Stuff you can just like put on while playing a game or something.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like those two types of content represent like two different types of inattentiveness, where like the well-edited videos are smack dab in the middle of those two things, where on the one hand you have the 15-second, 30-second at most YouTube short that you can just flip through endlessly on your phone, and that's like constant dopamine hits. And then you have content that's easy to put on while you're playing a game or while you're doing a bunch of other things, and maybe you watch 12 minutes here before switching to something else, and then you go back and then it's like 12 minutes here. I feel like they're part of the same problem, but in different ways.
Yeah, they're just opposite ends of the same spectrum. And it's just instant gratification and then these like slow burn long videos. But there's no middle ground, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the video essay crowd has kind of tried to make videos that are what do you call it, like more like that, but a lot of them don't have much soul in my opinion, because it's like, okay, I'm gonna talk for 2 hours about Elden Ring, and I'm gonna have this big script, and I'm gonna have time codes for all the things I analyze about Elden Ring, and it's like, well, okay, if you actually have enough to say in those 2 hours, then cool, but a lot of these videos are just people kind of reiterating the same points in different ways throughout the whole video, and then like quoting academic jargon. There are some people who, like, the amount of time is justified, but then, you know, you have the other thing here where like these kinds of videos are meant to be consumed in this attentive way, but they don't do a good job at being what they're doing. Like, whatever happened to, I'm gonna make some points about a thing and then have some skits in the video? Like, can we just do that?
Yeah, unfortunately, no. I guess it's just too much effort. And since, like I said before, the algorithm is just not really that kind to videos that are just like a lot of effort, so poured into them, as opposed to like the quick dopamine videos. So it just feels kind of pointless to some people, I guess, not to even try.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for some people, like, they view it as that kind of content was played out, but I think there are more things you could have done with that kind of content. It's just hasn't been explored yet. Like, I'm not really I don't have like the kind of mind to be doing more skit oriented stuff. I've tried to at points, and it was like fun as an experiment. But I feel like the kind of people who could do a really good job at that just aren't even trying it. Like, there are people who could do something that hasn't been done before in that format, but they probably just don't see the need to, because you know, at the same time that like the algorithm prioritizes certain things, people's interests have also changed. And so, you know, where's the motivation? Or maybe there's a treasure trove of these people on like another side of the internet that we don't even know about.
I'm sure there are. I remember Rich Alvarez, that guy who I made a video about years ago, the Stupid Mario Brothers series. He used to kind of still do skits with his friends occasionally, but I feel like even he's kind of moving away from that and just doing streams because it's easier.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on our favorite supervillain of the D-pad, Adam Sessler's newer videos?
Well, and this is not me showing my bias, but they're not very good. Like, objectively speaking, they're just bland and generic. They just feel like every other YouTuber who does like video game reviews.
Yeah. I kind of had a similar first impression, but also I like Adam Sessler, and so when it comes to like, you know, kind of forgettable, you know, run-of-the-mill game and news content, that's one of the ones I go to. like when the new Ratchet and Clank game was coming out, I remember like I looked at his coverage first, because there's some nostalgia there, even though you know the show he's doing now doesn't really resemble the old show at all. Um, it's just kind of cool to see like an older guy, like one of the originals, talking about games.
Yeah, kind of.
Second try.
Like, even though I don't like him as a person, I'll admit he does have a bit of charisma, and I guess it comes from, you know, working in television for as long as he did. That you just don't see online very much.
Yes. Yep. Just wait until he is lining us all up and forcing us to our state mandated bar mitzvahs, though.
I mean, you joke about that, but the man said that he doesn't care if his family dies just because they're Republican, so I wouldn't put that past him.
Yeah. In before Judeo-fascist state headed by Adam Sessler in the United States. The next front runner for the Democratic primary when the Brandon administration falls.
I mean, you joke, but I feel like in our lifetime we're gonna have like a YouTuber, either as like a senator or as a president, or like some other kind of, you know, personality who's like online.
I agree. I think there's probably gonna be like one of those TikTok conservatives. They're gonna run for Congress or something. Because like you already have the Q people, who were like extremely online in the past getting elected, so you just need a TikTok person, and then I don't know, maybe like the DSA can run like a TikTok SJW, like some pink-haired woman, for some district in New York City, where like a Democrat would win no matter what, and then eventually this culminates into the Democrats deciding that, you know, they need their own celebrity candidate for president since it worked so well for Trump. Then Adam Sessler. Older folks remember him.
Yeah.
Gamers with the incel rage. You know, we think that being a gamer leads you to being right wing, but just wait. Just wait until our Judeo-fascist overlord Adam Sessler comes in.
I want to live to see that day. As crazy as everything is, I need that.
Yes. His vice president is, of course, Olivia Munn.
No, it's gonna be Frost. It's gonna be that new lady they got.
That's too predictable, though.
It is, yeah, but I don't know.
I'm
I
trying to
feel
think.
like Munn might be like better as the vice president. This was like the face, I guess, for Adam Sessler.
Yes.
More
The
normal.
face of the heel.
She's more normal than he is, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, she was like the face of the network, kind of, because of Attack of the Show. Like, Attack of the Show always wanted to sexualize her.
Yeah, for better or worse, it did. That was back when the G4 was doing more with Spike TV.
Yeah, I remember flipping to the channel as a kid, and then there was just... I don't remember if it was Olivia Munn herself or if she was presenting someone doing this. Like, they just had... Because I was so young, I can barely remember this, but they just had, like, either her or someone else, like, licking, like, a guy's armpit hair, and then the camera, like, went up to it, and I was like, I remember looking at this and thinking, like, what is happening on screen? Why are they doing that?
It was so uncomfortable, and they just did everything they could to just get views, but, like, I remember they had the thing where she was, like, deep-throating bananas or something. And at the time, as you know, a freaking teenager, I thought it was the best thing ever. But it was just so stupid. I was like,
Why didn't you
Just
come
talk
when
about
Sister
video
Mary
games.
got sick?
Yeah. I mean, that was the time when, like, being like a kind of slutty personality was like a new thing. And so it was novel. So like the dream of every teenage boy in the early 2000s was to have that. But now that's just kind of how a lot of people are. So I feel like it probably doesn't have the same sticking power. Like now
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but is the freaking tiger voiced by Steve Bloom? He sounds like Steve Bloom.
I think he might be.
He was in everything, especially back in your day.
Yeah, I mean rightfully so. He's an amazing voice actor. I still hear him in a lot of things, like video games especially.
Yeah, I remember he was in Killer 7. That's just a lot of additional voices.
I need to play that game again.
Yeah, it's a classic. I remember years ago, just like watching videos, just like game, not necessarily analyzing, but like reviewing it, just like talking about it. And there still are people who talk about this game, and that just shows you that it's. I know a lot of people don't think games are art, and I'm still kind of on the fence about whether that's true or not, but I feel like that game could be considered art.
Yeah, a lot of the cel-shaded games, especially from this era, I feel like stand the test of time. Also, anything that Suda51's name was attached to, like, those are all very unique games.
Yeah, I hate that we kind of went through that whole hyper-realistic brown and gray era, and you still kind of see it now in like mainstream games, but I'm glad that we have this nice balance.
Yes. Yeah, Killer 7 was interesting because the fixed camera angle, like, it was weird because it would go from the fixed camera angle to like the first person mode. And they did a lot of very weird things with how the camera would be positioned with like the art. The just gorgeous art that they had there. It created this very like surreal, like art house kind of feeling.
Yeah, it was I don't know, that whole era, I guess 6th generation or whatever, was like the last I feel experimental era for like mainstream games.
Yeah, I agree. Like with the 360 and PS3 era, you still had some stuff coming from like more AA studios, but a lot of the AA studios we associated with like the PS2 died at that time. And so nowadays it feels like the only experimentation is in the indie scene, but in the PS2, Xbox, GameCube, all that, like, that was a time when games, in my opinion, were kind of in their sweet spot because they didn't cost so much to make that a publisher couldn't take a risk on a more bizarre property. You know, even if they didn't make back their budget, like, they wouldn't have lost so much. They could have easily, you know, done a more successful project and then supplemented it that way. That's why I think there are so many weird games on those consoles versus like basically every other console besides, I don't know, with like the PS1 and shit.
Yeah, like this game, for instance, it's like a Japanese company and a freaking American animation company came together to make this beautiful mess.
Yeah, when skateboarding and pop punk was all the rage.
I know, it's so weird. It's like this mix of different like trends from that time, and then like Spumco and freaking Atlas. Which is, what?
Yeah, and they would have gotten done with the Ripping Friends around this time, which was pretty unsuccessful.
Yeah.
I think partly because John Kay kept wanting to be too edgy, and also I think they ran into the deadlines problem that they had with Ren and Stimpy. The Ripping Friends didn't last long. And then Spumco just wasn't really doing anything. I don't know if he started doing his web cartoons by that point. And then of course there was Adult Party Cartoon, which was a huge flop. And so then they just randomly like get attached to a skateboarding game with a Japanese company. Like, that's so weird.
Oh man, I freaking ate it on that one. Ah well, whatever. I'm not even really paying attention.
Yes.
And to do nothing, but I like it a lot, even if it's kind of ugly and kind of mindless. There's some charm to it.
I think skateboarding games in general are good for streams where people discuss things, because, like, while there is a lot of skill involved with pulling off the tricks in something like Tony Hawk, for example, you don't necessarily have to play that way. You can just kind of stroll around, and it's nice to look at.
Yeah, I would like to see another game in this style with just like really cartoony character designs and like cell shading. Like, not necessarily just like another skateboarding game, but I don't know. Like an RPG, like a JRPG like this would be interesting.
I agree. I think the Tales series has a couple relatively new entries that were cell shaded.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like just like really hyper crazy designs. Like I like the Tales games and their cell shading, but they're still kind of like, you know, anime, which I have no problem with that. But just like something like this, but you're like running around with a giant sword.
That is true. I'm trying to think. There was this one really weird PS3 game that had like superimposed anime characters on it, and it got like super bad reviews, but it looks really weird. This is reminding me of, it's like one of the later RPGs they had.
Freaking love that Pan Pizza's theme is playing again.
I was about to say the pro tag just went green Simpsons for a moment.
Oh yeah, kind of did. What's wrong with my controls? Did he? What the hell's going on?
Classic.
No! I lost my coins.
Before updates, and then they would just release a game with bugs sometimes.
I don't know if that was like a bug or like the character my opponent did that to me. That was weird.
Shouts out to the genes that are obviously too big.
I know, it's just so like a 90s, early 2000s design.
I think I'm gonna start addressing like a 90s skater all the time.
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
I'm like
This
a
is my
30-year-old man, so that would be embarrassing.
I'm gonna get braids and then wear Nirvana and 9 Inch Nails shirts.
Yeah, get some Jinko jeans. Those like really baggy jeans so you look like Gumby.
Yes, got the bandana, the earrings. I'm gonna be playing I'm gonna be playing Red Hot Chili Peppers on my iPod, my first generation iPod. Then I would just be someone with late 90s style in the early 2000s. I would be like, I would be like doing a style that would have been kind of going out of fashion by the time I would have an iPod.
What freaking gate do I have to go through? It says I have to go through a gate with some freaking corners.
This is the dementia stream.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like I have dementia playing this game.
Just listen to my monotone voice for long enough and I'll induce dementia. Terminal cognitive decline.
It says,
Terminal.
yeah, it said disorder on the screen, so that was perfect. I think that's what caused my controls to mess up. It was like random effects. Is it a tornado? Oh, okay, yeah, it is a tornado.
This is what it would look like if the anime character Ayumu Kasuga were to play this game.
Sure. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is.
That's Osaka from Osaka Daio.
Oh, her.
Yes.
Something I watched in forever.
It's a classic of 4K. It's weird. It's weird how I started branding myself around her. Like, I basically just made Azumanga Daioh Osaka my brand. Because, like, what had happened was, I just kind of hid her in vlogs of mine. Like, there would be a secret Osaka in the thumbnails or, like, in the actual video. And people would point out. And then one time, a friend of mine sent me a message. He was like, "Hey, is this you?" And it had, instead of brain, there is Osaka with like the brain meme, and then she was in there, and then I was like, I guess I'm Osaka syndrome, and then I just went really hard into it, and so now, whenever I'm bad at a game, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm playing like Osaka. Even though I'm nothing like that character, but I like I like that she represents old 4chan, and that's like kind of the vibe that I try to go for.
Yeah, same with Yatsuba, or that one character from that manga, the green hair.
Yes. Yeah. If I went with Yotsuba, I feel like it probably would have been too obvious though.
Yeah.
Because she's still the mascot of 4chan, I think.
Huh, really? I haven't been on 4chan 1,000 years.
I mean, she doesn't show up on the icon, I don't think, but like on banners sometimes. I'm gonna go there right now. Oh no. I remember. Oh, I didn't see anything weird. I was just like, oh no, I want 4chan, Mom, don't look.
Oh, okay.
I hope she doesn't catch me. I remember being like 14 years old on the D-pad and then going on B or something. Was it? I went on some like super edgy board and I was like, lol, guys, I'm there.
Oh man. Those are the days.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna turn 20 years old, like a month.
Oh my gosh, you're so old.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess relative to the people who normally use the internet in these spaces, I can be considered old, but that's like basically nobody.
Yeah, I used to think that 30 was old, but knowing so many people were now my age, or like people that I knew that were that age, and it's like, I don't know, it's not so bad. I don't know why people in their 20s just like freak out. It's one of those transitory periods in your life that you just kind of have to grow into after a while.
Yeah, I mean, being 30 is pretty young in comparison to someone who's like 70. That's the way I always thought of it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like when you go outside, there's people, most people are not 20 years old. Most people aren't like 25 years old, not that I see at least.
Yeah, especially
So
people living longer.
yeah. So if you're just outside, I feel like it's hard to feel old. But then you go on the internet and everybody's a kid.
Yeah, the freaking Zoomers.
I can't believe I'm one of them. This is so sad.
You're one of the good ones, don't worry.
Yeah, it's like with race. There are good ones and bad ones.
Susan, this is a joke. I understand you might have saw this. I just want to tell you that. Tell Ethan that we're joking, please, so he doesn't watch the video.
Yeah, Adam Sessler, please do not raid my Twitter and tell me to kill myself. Oh dear.
What a time to be alive.
Yep. Let's go, Brandon.
I don't mean to sound like the epic centrist, but people just need to chill, regardless of your political leanings. You need to just calm down. That's my political stance. Just calm down, please.
What I'm outraged about, as someone who is known to be outraged about the current thing, is that Joe Biden's son is as high as the gas prices, smoking that crack.
Finals match.
I know, and everyone just didn't care because the media just ran defense for him. Oh, look at this Jewish stereotype. The big noses. That's not good.
Oh my god, a cartoon had a character with a big nose. What will we do?
That's right, Go-Go Hypergrind. Problem. It's just in. I imagine if this game came out, I don't know, last year, there would be just articles everywhere, especially since it's attached to John Kay.
Yes. Did you watch the somewhat recent Ren and Stimpy documentary, Happy Happy Joy Joy?
Oh, I did not. I've been meaning to, actually. I've been meaning to watch
Yeah.
a lot of things, like the freaking Tony Hawk documentary that's coming out. I mean to watch the older one, but I just never got around to it.
I didn't know they were making a Tony Hawk documentary.
Yeah, they're
I had
making
to
a new
check that
one.
out.
I don't know when it's
Nice.
coming out or when it's out now, but I've been meaning to watch the Tony Hawk Pro Skater one for years. I just never got around to it. Maybe I'll just watch it tonight, since I'm in like a skateboarding mood.
Hell yeah. Yeah, like in the Ren and Stimpy documentary, like they kind of addressed like the, you know, lay big controversy surrounding him, like the pedo stuff. Like near the end of the movie, most of it is about. It's interesting because they actually interview him for the film, and it doesn't seem like they try to like present his interview in any like, you know, like sensationalist way. Like everything I feel like is presented pretty balanced. Like the two girls are in there too. But that's like most of the documentary is just about how difficult he was to work with, and like how the show even started out in the first place. It's very, very well made. Like I couldn't take my eyes off of it when I watched it. But he comes off super neurotic, like in the segments where he's being interviewed. Like you really get the sense that this is a guy, like just from his posture and like his body language and the way he words things and talks, like this is a guy who he's got some issues going on.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I don't know. People like to say that, oh, I can't watch this show because of this person, but a lot of people worked on Ren and Stimpy and on all those other shows like Bob Clamp. So I don't feel like it was just his vision he was making that. So that's why I have a problem visiting his older stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Ren and Stimpy was basically an invention by one executive producer at Nickelodeon when he was pitching some kind of, I think it was a camping show. It was called like the Gang of something. And then that executive producer, who was just way more hands off than like everybody else in the industry, just kind of pointed and went, I really like those two characters, because Ren and Stimpy were like the pets of one of the characters in the show that he initially pitched, and then they were just like, let's make a show about these characters. And so the concept of having those two as like the main cast was basically an executive decision.
Really?
And yeah, they go into that in the documentary. And then like a lot of the concepts for the episodes, or like the more heartwarming moments, came from other people who were working on the show, or because that particular executive producer kept saying, oh, do something a bit nicer, like we can't have the show be cruel all the time. And so what John Kay and Bob Camp would try to do is to make fun of heartwarming, but then they would actually just do heartwarming. And those things couldn't have really happened without, a group of people coming to those decisions. And I feel like this is a difference you see when you watch like Adult Party Cartoon, for example, where the deal that he got was you can do whatever you want, and the results was quite different from what Ren and Stimpy originally was.
It was bad.
Yeah. It's amazing to me that those even got animated.
I know, it just felt... I don't know, you can do, like, edgy for the sake of edgy, like panty and stocking, and still have it work, but I feel like... I don't know, it just felt try-hard. Like an old guy trying hard.
Yeah.
Crude.
Yeah. And it was on Spike TV of all things. That's always so weird to me.
Yeah. That was, I don't know what he was going for, or why he decided to just do that. Because whenever creators try to, like, just make things without any type of meddling involved, it's usually either amazing or the worst thing ever. There's, like, no middle ground, what I've noticed.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think the problem was that John Kay was seen as like an auteur director because of how unique the style he had was, and how strict he would be with like, we have to do things as good as possible, etc. But like, when you just have one man steering the ship, you don't necessarily have the criticism or the other ideas that provide a check on that vision to, have it come to fruition. You kind of need people criticizing you or giving their input. But because the name John Crickfalusi was plastered onto the show, and then that was associated with this new thing called creator-driven cartoons, which, the created by logo wasn't really like a common thing in the industry at all at that time. It kind of emerged from Nickelodeon. And so I would imagine like those executives at Spike probably, thought, okay, well, the big story in the media was that he got shafted by Nickelodeon, and he wasn't able to have his vision done there. So what the people want, what they'll pay for, is for this guy to just do whatever he wants, and then they'll come to our network because of that. And it's like, okay, the rock star is back on stage, right? But no, it was a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, I feel like he had a bit of an ego with a creative types get like that.
That's true. Yeah, it doesn't matter what field you're in, even if you're just making videos about games on the internet. The stardom or at least perceived stardom does weird things to people.
Yeah, definitely. Like that whole Pro Jero thing that happened a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I never really followed the whole story.
Apparently he was like sexting this girl who may or may not have been underage, and then something about, I don't know, his wife not like or his wife like I can't remember if she like was the one who spilled the beans on everything or not, but then it was found out that she was cheating on him, and it was just this big he said she said nonsense. It was a mess.
Modern day relationships in a nutshell.
Yeah, pretty much. People just don't communicate properly. They just, I don't know. I feel like there's this weird kind of like Disney princess thought process that a lot of people have. Like they're gonna find a woman and they're gonna like, I don't know, make their life better. And you realize that not everyone, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? They feel the need to be completed, but you can't really find someone to do that. You kind of have to find them on your own, and then find someone to share your life with.
Yeah, it's like the old saying goes, you have to be able to love yourself before you can love someone else. No one is gonna fix you. That's something that has to come internally. But it's an easy thing to get caught up in, because the allure of someone just swooping in and fixing everything is so great that it can kind of cloud your perspective on things. I feel like I've seen that happen a lot.
Yeah, and that's where you get people just being bitter about not being able to find someone, because I don't know, they think that relationships and like sex and all that is just like the best thing ever, because in media we kind of like hyped it up to be this amazing thing. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mean to be that guy who says, "Oh, it's the media. Oh, it's the video games." But it really is kind of a problem. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to like just not internalize it so much.
Yeah, I mean, you are talking to incel extraordinaire, Osaka Syndrome, the biggest rising star of the incel community. These opinions are obviously welcome.
People are gonna believe this because there's just like no nuance.
Yeah, I mean, I have kind of made a killing off the incel community. The weirdest turn ever in my channel since we last talked.
Are you serious?
I mean, it depends on what you mean by a killing, but I have made like a weird amount of money from my YouTube channel. I don't know why.
Well, that's cool. It really is hard to start up a fan base and community on here compared to like it was years ago. Like, look at me, I'm losing subscribers every second because I just don't upload ever. And kind of boring. But I don't care, I just do this for fun. I mean, I would like for this to be bigger than it is, but, you know, you can't have everything you want in life, so it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I sounded like I was bragging a little bit. It's just kind of funny to me that happened. Like, I went from being like a weird, like, retro game channel hosted by a child to, like, I guess anime and cartoon videos and variety podcasts, and then I kind of just did random, like, whatever I wanted, and then I started vlogging about, I guess you could say, incel related topics, like Chan shit, about, you know, how I stayed in my room all the time, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, I started getting posted on all these chans,
Oh, I think
And
you told me about this actually before.
yeah, like I started getting posted on Chans, and I'm kind of like a pseudo figure in that sphere. Like people know who I am in that sphere, and so I ended up representing a lot of people that I did not intend on representing, just because not many other people were doing it. So I kind of filled a niche by accident.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that you posted your stuff on a lot of Chan boards, and a lot of people were like flocking to your videos.
Yeah, or they would get randomly posted to like, what's that one subreddit, Deep into YouTube? And a couple of my videos got like hundreds of upvotes on that subreddit, and that was a big source of traction for me at one point as well. Like some of these videos, like the one where I just talk about how like 4 years ago I was sleeping 24 hours a day, or not 24 hours, 16 hours. Like there was a thread on Deep into YouTube that had like hundreds of likes, and then that video, you know, miraculously over the 1,000 views. It's just weird stuff like that. I became a leading incel star. So what I'm saying is, your points are valid, but need more misogyny.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, at this point, just criticizing a woman's behavior is considered misogyny, so I wouldn't be surprised. Considered an incel.
You can't criticize Becca. She's a CEO in training. I know she smokes weed all the time and doesn't leave her parents' couch, but that's part of the process.
I know, it's part of the grind set. She doesn't raise her illegitimate kids. I don't know, farmed a little bit.
A Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite.
Yeah, in between watching XQC streams and posting to OnlyFans. I don't believe in monogamy because that's a religious institution, and I'm against that.
Yeah, those kinds of people exist, and it's like, whatever. Like, okay, I mean, I don't agree with it, obviously, but I don't know. I feel like people just feel the need to, like, make statements to feel better about themselves or to, like, condone what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all about justification, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was thinking about what you were saying earlier with, like, people who see relationships or sex as, like, the center of the world. And I have maybe two minds about it, because I do think a big part of it is in the media, but I have to wonder if maybe it's in the media so much because that's just how other people, like, who aren't autistic are like.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe
yeah.
Yeah, because I do have, I'm on the autism spectrum, but I don't know.
No,
I
me
guess
too.
maybe this is just how neurotypical people are, or just humanity in general. Like, I have no problem with sex, it's just the way that sex is used nowadays is just isn't for really its intended purpose. It's just kind of this, like, I don't know, this product that people consume.
Yeah.
Consume. I'm consuming!
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's as the old saying goes, sex sells, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I think, like, I was thinking about dating apps recently, because I was doing some preliminary research on the subject. I will not elaborate. And I kept getting this sense that everyone on these apps is just kind of lost and lonely, like they go to their job and come home and they don't have that many hobbies. They're just kind of trying to get through. And I feel like this is the case, like, you know, a lot of, like, the incel types, they'll go, oh, normies, get the fuck out, you don't know what it's like to be sad, but the more I look around, the more I feel like being sad is like the new normal.
Oh yeah, definitely, because people don't really have a purpose. They're just going to work, watching whatever is popular, and I'm not gonna, you know, try to be like, oh, well, if everyone was Christian, everything would be okay, but I feel like people do need something higher than themselves in order to be happy.
Yeah.
Be it religious or otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, for some people, that's like finding a passion that's really important to them and then being able to feel like, okay, I'm helping my community because of this passion. But it seems like most normal folks aren't, you know, like Nikolai Tesla or Andrei Tarkovsky or something. Like, you know, they're not seeking to revolutionize anything, and they don't have to. Like, that's fine. But it seems like there's something more that is lost, and you know, I think for many people that is religion. I'm not religious myself, so I can't really comment, but like, I know that, you know, I have things that I fill the time with that feel like they're more than just filling the time. Like, if I do in-depth research about a subject, and then at like just those moments when I can talk to my friends about it, I'm like, yeah, I did something cool, you know, or making a video or writing a thing, which I've been focusing more on writing these days. But, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people don't have their thing, or they might just never find their thing, and, you know, they need something that's not just work, Netflix, and then...
And an angry Twitter posts, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
First match.
Yeah, I mean, that's also what a lot of political beliefs are, right? Like, people posing as false prophets, and then, you know, people replace their religion with the religion of fascism or communism or liberalism or conservatism or whatever.
Thank you. Finally, someone's starting to get what I've been trying to say for a while.
Yeah. I think I get it because I used to be like that. You know, I used to be very ideologically, you know, left-wing, militant, and I treated it like, you know, okay, this is my purpose is spreading these views because these are, you know, quote unquote, the right views, capital R. And the more I opened myself up to opposing viewpoints and different research, the more I realized that I was basically just engaging in like religious zealotry. Like I had my book, and if it's in the book, it's right, you know. But I was doing that for like philosophers that aren't even alive anymore, like guys who were talking about seizing the means of production and stuff. Like, it's all a bit silly, you know. And of course their work, great atrocities were committed in the name of their work, and I was overtly like saying, no, that it wasn't that bad, or you just need to look at it this way. And who am I to say that? I don't know. And you know, so I guess like the more it feels kind of cringe saying this, but like the more I grew up, say, the more I've kind of moved away from the hyper politicized way of looking at things, and that's kind of made me see a lot of people with these different ideologies as just being religious for a philosophy, like the way I was, or a political party the way I was. I was like a Jehovah's Witness for communism.
That's actually funny. Well, that's good that you actually have the sense to kind of, the humility to understand what you were doing is just silly. Because most people are just so prideful nowadays. Like, they just think that they're right and everyone's strong.
Yeah.
Another YouTuber that I've been watching recently, like a couple of years ago, his name is Wendigoon. He mostly talks about like true crime stuff and like conspiracy theories, but he does it in like a really kind of wholesome and kind of comfy way. He's like a Christian guy. He's like a freaking Sunday school teacher. He just looks like someone's dad or uncle. He's just like talking about murders and stuff, and he's just like really calm about it. And I remember in one of his videos, he was, I don't know if it was in the conspiracy theory iceberg or it was like the religious ideology iceberg, but he was talking about like different beliefs, and he was talking about this one. I can't remember the actual name of it, but it was about like the reason why people are so angry and miserable nowadays is because there's no like reflection upon like bettering the human spirit, the human soul, or whatever it might be. And that was something that just like was really interesting to me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think part of bettering, like, you know, the quote unquote spirit or the soul comes through like spiritual rejuvenation, which I think to rejuvenate oneself in that way, I feel really pretentious talking about it like this, but like is to question oneself, right? It's to look at the things that you do or that you think, and then trying to counter it in some way. Reading, do you know the writer Dostoevsky?
I've heard of him, yes, but I haven't read his stuff.
Yeah, he a lot of high schoolers are assigned his books like Crime and Punishment, for example. But in that book, and this is something you see like often throughout his writing, is that he does the argumentative tactic called steel manning, but he does this for characters with positions that, you know, he definitely did not have, and it creates interesting dynamics in the stories because you end up seeing like these arguments being built up 10 feet taller than the one the author himself might have agreed with. And I think getting into his work especially was an integral part of my so-called spiritual rejuvenation, becoming more humble, because I saw what he was doing as something I should apply to myself, and so I started trying to steelman opposing viewpoints and not just filter out so much of what disagreed with me. And then, you know, I felt like I was undergoing a cleansing of sorts. I don't really know how to describe it any other way.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I feel a little wonky describing it so abstract, but you get what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I think I understand. I wouldn't say that I guess you can say it's like a spiritual rejuvenation, but going back to the my views on how people view sex. It's something a little personal, but I've been battling. I've admitted it before, but I've kind of battled with like those kinds of addictions, so that kind of stuff. But I've been trying my hardest to like not necessarily fight it, but to just understand that this is who I am, but it doesn't mean that this is how I need to be. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a matter of like trying to finding the motivation for changing and then doing it. Like I had a problematic relationship with alcohol back in 2020, like 2019, and I think it's somewhat comparable in that like it was a thing that I was doing that was destructive, that I needed to stop doing, and then it wasn't exactly like willpower that led me to stopping. It was just realizing that like doing this thing is only making me feel worse. Like there's no upsides to this, and I'm only going to feel better if I stop. And as long as I maintain that and then focused on things that were more important, replacing that desire with something else, then I, uh, I could get out of it. I think that relates to what you're saying, sort of.
Yeah, I think so as well. And it's been a difficult process. It's been something I still haven't perfected yet, but I don't know. I think it's just me kind of needing to just change my overall mindset and to just like realize that maybe the things that I want aren't really the things that I need, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, the biggest thing was having something that was more important. Which for me at the time, and still now, like, I think the reason why I stay sober is because I don't like not being able to think, very quickly. And, one of the big things that helped me out of it was getting more into reading, because I would try to read and then I'd be like, I'm retarded right now, like, why am I... Dude, I'm coming down from alcohol and, like, I can't properly focus, or, like, I feel like I lack energy and I feel shitty. And then I just really focused on that new addiction, which was to reading. And so I feel like willpower alone isn't enough. It's also having something that you find more important.
Man, I'm getting my butt kicked by this game.
Yeah.
I don't know, the controls are good, but it feels like sometimes they don't register when you want them to. It's kind of clunky, kind of jank, but I still like this game, even though it's not the best.
Based gamer.
I don't know. I guess I'm just a guy who can understand like the vision of a game and can appreciate it for that.
Yes. Yeah, I try to... I try not to, like, what do you call it? Like, take games for granted, because it's really easy to do that nowadays, because there's so many that, like, you can just kind of cut a lot of things out. I feel like when I was younger and I was forced to play something, I ended up appreciating games that at first I didn't like that much, because I didn't have anything else to play.
Yeah, at that age, especially back in the day, you kind of had to just play the game you were given, or that you wanted. And sometimes you'll find gems, sometimes you'll find garbage. Like, I remember this Felix the Cat game for the NES that was way better than it had any business being. And I don't know, maybe I'll play that on the stream once I get bored of this. I don't have it downloaded, so I'll have to like download it.
That was a great game. No, I know which one you're talking about. Like, the animation, really good for an NES game.
It was, I want to say it was kind of late in the game's lifestyle. Or not lifestyle, life cycle. I don't know, it's the lifestyle. I don't know,
Because you're playing a lifestyle game.
I guess the Toon lifestyle. I mean, that's the ultimate way to live. They just accept everything that's thrown at them. They give no resistance to anything.
I feel like if Jesse Pinkman from the first season, specifically the first season of Breaking Bad, had a Discord account, this character would have been his avatar.
It's definitely his persona. It's like that meme that crashes Sheen's persona from like Jimmy Neutron. This is Jesse Pinkman's persona right here. Yo,
Yes.
Yo, Mr. White, I drew this picture. I got a commission.
Yo, Mr. White, you gotta follow me on Fur Affinity, man. That's where all of our deals are happening.
Fur Affinity was like, I don't know. It was an interesting place to be on for a while, but I feel like it just kind of devolved into. Well, first it was just like sex nonsense, and then now it's just like politics, like far left politics. Like that's, I guess, the new identity for a lot of furries now. It's like, oh, we're anti-fascist, bro. And like,
Yeah.
that's about it.
A lot of the furries I've seen have been like neo-Nazis. Like,
Yeah, it's either like far right people or like far left tanky types, or like the only furries I've seen nowadays.
that's so weird. Yeah, I've heard some people say that they want homo-fascism, just fascism with gay people. I'm like, what? Like, how do you arrive at this position?
Yeah, I have no idea.
This is, I feel like, you know, back to what we were saying before, the absolute state of humanity. Everybody's so bored.
Yeah, that they're just going to these extremes.
Yeah. Man, y'all need Jesus for real.
They do, and that's not me being funny, memey, but I feel like if people just gave Christ a chance. I mean, because I was talking with one of my friends, I want to say like a month ago or a few weeks ago, about because he's like an agnostic. He doesn't believe in anything or think anything exists or not. Or I guess he doesn't have proof, I guess is what agnostics are. But I remember talking about just like how I just, one day got into reading the Bible a few years ago, and I kind of came back to Jesus, I guess. I had my coming back to Jesus moment. And I don't know, he wasn't too, I wouldn't say he wasn't thrilled about it, but he just seemed kind of meh, kind of nonplussed about it. And I don't know, he hasn't had really like the best life going on. I don't mean to like air all his dirty laundry out. And I guess he has like a really cynical view on like religion and faith.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm pretty much in a similar boat. Like, on the one hand, I was raised atheist, and I see myself as agnostic at this point. I've tried, in and out with different religions, and I couldn't really make it work. But I've always remained open to the possibility, or not always. There was a time when I was militantly super atheist, and we all had our edgy phase like that. But these days, like, I kind of just remain open to the possibility, because it seems like something that helps a lot of people, and I guess I'm not as extreme as I used to be about stuff like this. So, I used to think, oh, religion is just this evil thing that's, it's causing war all around the world. Not. But I think the way it's applied in people's personal lives is not like that.
No, and I don't know, people just need to understand that, but they won't, because they either have like these just like really extreme views on everything. There's no sense of nuance anymore, and I understand how some things, even in my belief system, I don't really have the most nuance. I believe that Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven, and that's just like no ifs, ands, or buts. But other people have their beliefs, and even though I disagree with them, they're free to have those beliefs, even if I don't think that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's a free country and all that. And like, you and I are friends, and I think you're a cool, good guy, even though I think we disagree on a lot of stuff.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, we can still be friends, even though freaking Adam Sessler needs to kill his family over Thanksgiving dinner because someone said that I don't know, they voted Republican.
Yeah, just imagine Thanksgiving dinner with Osaka Syndrome and DZ Dog as the two voices of reasoning, the right and the left, coming together for a common good.
It's a scary thing that I'm considered. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Some people consider me the voice of reason in a lot of situations. Like in my friend group, my main friend group, they consider me like that. especially when we play like Dungeons and Dragons. Oh no, it's the freaking the Devil's game. But I don't know. I usually try to be the level-headed person with my character. I don't know if I mentioned that to you, but I've been getting into D&D with my friends.
Yo, that's really cool. I've never been able to get into role-playing games because they require too much imagination. But I like seeing other people play them. Because seeing people like create their own stories and then having adaptable scenarios based on that is really cool.
Yeah, at first, some of us weren't too good at it because we were like first timers and we were just kind of playing it like a video game, and that's not really how you're supposed to play it. It's more like, I don't know, I guess like a performance, like a movie or something. And the DM's like the director. And we still have some issues with like getting into each other's characters, like trying to like try to be interested in each other without, I don't know, sounding too wooden with our like how we express ourselves. But you know, it's like anything, you kind of work at it.
Yeah. This is true.
And you know, just to bring things back full circle, my main character, he has this companion that after finding a freaking cartoon homebrew on I don't know, it was like Pinterest or something, now he has like this little mini cartoon version of himself from like an alternate universe, and everyone seems to be cool with it. It's hilarious.
Base.
That's why I've been in this like cartoony mood. Play like this.
You should start doing what do you call it? D&D, like D&D Let's Play type videos, like what Toony used to do.
Oh well, technically I have been uploading some of the videos, but I don't really want to put them out there. Or I've been unlisting them, but I've kind of been doing it on the DL without them knowing, and I don't want to like release them without their consent. So maybe I'll like get the permission to do so, but I don't know. I kind of like just it's just something I kind of do for you know, personal reasons, and then just to like, I don't know, maybe show them to like other people. Like I've been showing them to Blue Poodle, and she's been liking them a lot actually.
Nice.
I don't know. I might link some of them to you. Unfortunately, I don't have the very first couple of sessions we did, so it's sort of unfinished, but not really. But I don't know. I made like this really sort of in-depth, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Like recap of everything that occurred, and then from the start to like the finish. I could probably link you that, and that might get you caught up. It's a lot, but I don't know. It's not so much once you like get the basics.
Sounds pretty epic to me.
Yeah, basically the gist of the story is that we're like the ancestors of these heroes who slayed this like evil wizard, and so now that wizard supposedly didn't die, and we have like these marks on us that it's basically like Berserk, where like he can like spy on us and stuff like that, and kind of doing this as like a performance. It's like entertainment for him. And we get on all sorts of crazy adventures. People die, usually by our hands or our incompetence. Have you heard of like Critical Role? Those guys?
No, I'm not. I'm not in on the scene.
Oh well. Well, there's this these people, I think, like voice actors and stuff like that, who do like D&D. I know Matthew Mercer is like the DM, and he's like a famous voice actor. And they actually made a Netflix show. It's called Legend of Vox Machina. It's like based off of one of their campaigns.
Wait, what were they called again?
The show's called Legend of Vox Machina. That's what it's called. I
Okay.
haven't really watched much of it because I'm only somewhat familiar with Critical Role. I've like watched videos or like out of context animation videos that people make, but it's pretty entertaining. It's kind of, I think it's pre-written, so it's not like, I guess, a genuine uh, session, but it's whatever. It's still fun.
Yo,
All right.
this looks like a comfy show.
Yeah, there's a lot of episodes, but it's pretty fun. They're currently doing a session 3 with new characters. They like, it's like different seasons, but with like different characters in different worlds. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. What I've watched of it, but I don't know. I need to watch like the actual the other ones because I heard they were even better. But I don't know. I'm kind of out of the loop because my friends constantly talk about it.
Kind of reminds me. This all kind of reminds me of. Do you remember that guy? He was like the knockoff version of Chris Hardwick. What was his name? Oh, jeez. Um, the other like I'm famous and I like comic books guy. He briefly had this like internet show that was of board games, specifically role playing games a lot of the time. I don't know why the name is blanking.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That
As
sounds
soon
familiar.
as soon as I find the name, you're gonna be like, oh, it's that guy. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
I'm just looking up Chris Hardwick knockoff.
That's okay. I'm trying to freaking get this game to work. I don't know why the mapping controls isn't working. So whatever. This is good filler.
Yes. Guy similar to. This is so sad. I mean, it's a testament to how forgettable this guy I'm thinking of is.
Was it Dan Harmon?
Wait, it might have been. Maybe?
I probably he's forgettable. I don't like Dan.
No, no, not Dan Harmon. That's the Rick and Morty guy.
That's the Rick and Morty guy.
No, it was like another nerdy game show guy who was like on cable, but like the channels like that you wouldn't normally go on.
Yeah, that's probably someone else that I have no idea.
My dad would know who he is.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's ugh, I can't talk. Critical Role and like D&D, it's like one of those things that it's not for everyone, but once you get into it, it's, I don't know. It's one of the things I look forward to every other week that when we do it. It's a shame that
Nice.
it work, and because we were doing another session with my other friend, so the guy who's DMing, he can get a chance to like actually play. And unfortunately, I work on those days, so I cannot. Well, I think I can now because I got my schedule changed, but for a time I couldn't play. Man, this game just takes me back. I used to love this game as a kid, and I knew who Felix the Cat was, but I didn't really know much about him outside of like that 80s movie that wasn't good, and then there was like that 90s cartoon that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, the Twisted Tales of Felix the Cat. That's one of my favorite cartoons.
Yeah, it's one of those shows that I remember watching, but like I watched episodes of it, but I know little to nothing about it because it was just kind of just off the wall and crazy.
Yeah, it was Mr. Lawrence was heavily involved in that show.
Uh,
From the SpongeBob and Rocko's Modern Life.
oh, him.
Yeah. Also, I think I need to double check on this, but I think Bob Camp as well.
I think so.
Yeah, they did a lot of like weirdly dark episodes. Like Felix wasn't just because in the old show, Felix had always gotten in kind of messed up situations, but it was like also lighthearted most of the time. This show it got pretty dark.
Yeah, I remember, because I was watching some of the episodes. I remember there was, like, in the first episode of Season 1, he was, like, about to be killed by this butcher, so he could, like, freaking harvest his meat. I was like, sheesh, man. I couldn't do this in, like, I mean, I guess you could in, like, a lot of modern cartoons. Like, freaking Steven Universe and stuff like that, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know. Those cartoons were just cut from a different cloth, man.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there's not as much risks taken with animation these days.
Yeah, I mean, the most they do is like, oh, here's this LGBT character, and that's about it. Like, just subject matter in general, I feel like, I don't know. Sometimes they do a good job. Like, there's this one show, I think Craig McCracken or one of those guys worked on. It's called Kid Cosmic. It actually was pretty decent. And I think it ended recently. It had like 3 seasons.
I'm gonna look this up.
But
I didn't know Craig McCracken did a thing after he was involved with Bunsen or not Bunsen and the Beast, the fucking Harvey Beaks, that's the one. Harvey Beaks.
I
Right?
thought that was the Chowder guy, HR Greenblatt or whatever, CR Greenblatt, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. The show it's not amazing, but I thought it was a nice kind of, I guess, return to like classic cartoons.
Oh wait, no, I literally thought they were the same person. I thought that CH Greenblatt was the Wander Over Yonder / Powerpuff Girls guy. Okay, I'm retarded.
Yeah, it's fine. You're not
I,
as an animation fan as me and Pan Pizza. Doesn't even really talk about video game or animation that much nowadays.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't really like have friends who are into the same kind of cartoons I'm into because I like old stuff. Like I had a friend, we don't really talk anymore, who's like super into what is it called, the Owl House.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, and I could not get through an episode of that show because it just has like the thin outlines and, you know, the cowl art style. Like, I'm so sick of cartoons looking like that.
Yeah, I don't mind certain cartoons doing the cowl art style. Like, I like Gravity Falls, like Adventure Time, but it's kind of just been overdone.
Yeah, I agree. Yo, he has a tank now.
I know. War crimes.
Yes. This is, guys, breaking news, we are broadcasting footage from Ukraine at this moment.
Mad Cat of Kiev. 50 soldiers with a tank that he stole.
It took 2 live streamers this long to mention Ukraine. That's a new record.
I know. I've completely checked out of it. And not because I don't care about Ukraine, it's just, or the people, it's just that, I don't know, there's not really much I can do as a person.
Yeah, same. I've tried not to talk about it because it's, you know, the current thing. But I just couldn't resist. I couldn't resist the meme that everyone is releasing gameplay footage and saying it's
Yeah.
great.
I should do that for the image of this. Just get like a picture of like a tank or something, like Felix by it. Soviet tank.
Yes. But yeah, like that person was really into that show, and then they were into 12 Forever.
Oh.
I don't know if you know about that one. That one Canadian.
Yeah, the woman was like a pedophile or something. I don't know. The show itself was okay. Like, I understand what the message was, but I don't know. I didn't really like the main character all that much. She was kind of, I don't know. You can do like hyperactive characters and do it well, but she was just kind of annoying. And she
Yeah.
was wrong in a lot of situations, which I guess was the purpose, was for her to learn that, you know, you shouldn't be like that, but still. Oh, cool. So I think I remember this one. You get the umbrella. Just like Mary Poppins. Oh, look at that racist freaking Mexican stereotype. He's got a little sombrero. I guess that's what that's supposed to be. Why is he so dark? It's blackface. Get out of here.
Based Japan moment.
Yeah, I think this was a Japanese game. Because a lot of Japanese games would, or a lot of like Japanese game companies would like get the rights to these like cartoon IPs and just make these amazing games.
Amazing.
Yeah, like freaking DuckTales. I actually never played that, but I've heard it was really good.
Oh yeah, DuckTales is amazing. I wasn't too big of a fan of the remake.
Yeah, I didn't really watch much of it. I just watched literally the first couple of episodes, and I was like, this is okay. It's not really for me, I feel, but I can see kids liking it.
Yeah, that was one of the cartoons I had a soft spot for. Also the remake of the game as well. But I'm trying to think like what has come out that I liked what is it the one that Pendleton Ward was involved with Duncan Trussell, Midnight Gospel. I like that one.
That one's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like podcasts and they like animate these crazy situations going on.
Yes.
That would be like my perfect show. I would do something like that. Just have like our conversations and then just have like these weird psychedelic crazy nonsense with our like
Yes. That would be a good show.
Yeah, that would be a good format. I don't see why more people are hopping onto that.
Yes. I mean, we have years of live streams. People could splice together all the deep moments and then be like, this is the they animate like your OC and then just Osaka because in this world copyright doesn't exist. And then that's the show.
Yeah. If I knew how to animate, I would do that. But unfortunately, I'm just a regular artist who kind of sketches occasionally.
I wish I could draw. People who draw are so cool.
Yeah, but then it's like, I don't know, going back to like creative types, kind of, I don't know, they're a mixed bag. They can either be really cool or really obnoxious.
Yeah, this is true. But I mean, like, being able to do that is cool, you know?
Yeah, just the fact
Yeah.
that you take stuff from your head and put it out on paper.
I'm not a very visual person. I'm more like language centric, like shapes. I don't get shapes. If you put an IQ test in front of me, I'm gonna flunk that harder than like the kid who just had his third illegitimate son in his second year of high school, you know? Trust me, there were no racial undertones to that joke.
Of course, yeah. They're just you and Susan. Alright.
Yes, listen, I grew up around rednecks. I'm talking about the other black people.
Oh yes, the
Oh.
the white as they're lovingly called.
I saw this really funny rap video at like I think it was, what was it, Richardson, Texas City Council, of this guy in a Cheeto shirt where he was roasting Joe Biden in as a rap, but like in the city council, and when I watched it, yeah,
If you're talking about, I've seen the guy's videos. He like goes to those city council meetings and he like just basically just fun posts.
this guy was inspired by that guy, I think, because the big one everyone knows is Alex Steen, the one who was on InfoWars. This guy copied his shtick, and I think he kind of did it better. This video is a classic. I feel like I've watched this like 5 times.
Oh, I'm kind of tempted to put this on stream, but I don't know if I should.
You should.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna.
This is a gentrified hood classic.
Oh, this is so good. I love it. Oh, come on, stupid Twitter. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, it's stuck. Alright, hold on. I guess I'll just play it in the... not in, full screen. Serious? Internet, come on. Alright. Let me see if I can just go to, like, the Twitter, and everyone can dox me and look at my,
Your furry repost.
Okay, I think it's actually...
Spending all my money on the gasoline. My president's son is a crack fiend. We Joe, we can't take your advice when your son be as high as the gas price. $8 a gallon, $9 a gallon.
I think I've seen
Just got
this.
paid, money's gone, my scholar. Saying it was Russia, we see right through it. Joe found his son's pipe, put a light to it. This one time with your plan, we are not stupid. Can't make me get a shot, can make me hit Putin. All your rules will surely be abandoned. You got the whole world chanting, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Oh my
Let's
goodness,
go,
this is
Brandon. Hey, Joe Biden is a pedophile and his son is a crackhead. Hey, for real though, these gas prices violent, and y'all need to know that. Feel me? Get them out of here. Hit you with this hunter. Spending all my money on that gasoline. Ain't my president's son, it's a crack thing. Creepy Joe, we can't take your advice when the sun be higher than the gas price. Ay, Hunter Biden, snorting that white. Hunter Biden, hot as a kite. Hunter Biden, impregnated stripper. Hunter Biden can't keep up his zipper. Hunter Biden, sleeping with his niece. Media still ain't caught up police. Hunter Biden, smoking that crack. His daddy said if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. Hunter Biden, laptop the truth. I'm a killer when I step up in the booth. Hey, cause I murder beasts, I don't hurt people. You feel me? Yeah, that gas. Hey, we need Joe Biden out. You know what I'm saying? We can't stand him, bruh. Crackheads in the White House. All my money on that gasoline. My president's son is a crack fiend. Ooh, that gasoline, let's go, Brandon. Brandon, yeah, Brandon, let's go, Brandon. Joe Biden. Hey, get Joe Biden out of here for real, y'all. And I just want to say this: we need to do something with these gas prices. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Because I can't keep going to my plug up and down. It's getting on my nerves. So I don't know who got the.
Okay, that was epic, as the kids say.
Yes. Bread and butter content.
And back to our regular scheduled nonsense.
Indeed.
Oh man, that's the thing about these like early cartoons, is that they were just so crazy. You can kind of just like do anything with them. So that's why you have Felix in his friggin' tank.
This is true.
Oh. Lost my milk. There we go. This game's actually kind of easy. Maybe that's why I liked it as a kid. It wasn't just...
It's like... It's kind of like Kirby, I think.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like Kirby's Adventure for the NES.
I played that on the PSP on a layover, and I felt like the coolest kid ever.
I mean, you were playing Kirby on the PSP, of course you're the coolest kid.
Yeah. I got multiple Chicago from people, and I was like, yeah, I know I'm hip. I think the hacked PSP might be the best console, DZ Dog.
Really, I've actually never had a PSP, but I've always wanted one, especially at like back in the day as a teenager. But I unfortunately had the friggin' DS, which I like the DS, but I don't know, it's not as good, I feel.
Yeah, I think the DS had like a better library overall. But if you can hack the PSP, get the PS1 library, GBA library, NES, Genesis, like Master System, Game Gear. I was playing some Game Gear games over there, and it's a good time. I hear the Vita, of course, is better for emulating stuff, but I don't have one. Those things cost an arm and a leg still. But you know, if you can get like a PSP from like a thrift shop or something and then hack it, those are really easy to hack. I would recommend it.
Sorry, I'm just enthralled with this story. I'm rescuing my GF. this perverted scientist who may or may not be coded as Jewish. Because that was I don't know. I'm just putting nonsense into this game for children because I'm insane, schizophrenic.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you know, I'm a sales associate myself. I work at Walmart.
Of course, yeah, you have to be schizophrenic to work at Walmart. That's like a prerequisite.
That's when you're an average American.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you have schizophrenia. Why else would everyone tend to? My brain is actually poisoned from having used that app. I feel like I came on this stream and I've just been having the you know, my preacher DZ Dog consoles me.
It wouldn't be a good preacher. I don't know.
You could
Huh?
You could teach me about a great many things. Animal husbandry, abstinence,
Of course, yeah.
The nature of life. Cats with briefcases.
Yes, cats with briefcases. That's... I don't know, I'm not clever enough to frickin' spin that into a biblical teaching.
Yes. What matters is much like Noah on his ark, you understand animals.
Oh yes, of course. Well, I was gonna say the bag is like Joseph's coat, and it gives him the ability to, I don't know, prophesy. Frickin' the mad scientist. He's the Egyptian guy, the pharaoh who Joseph ends up working with. I don't.
Indeed. That was a big stretch.
I'm not Wendigoon. That guy he's the better Christian YouTuber.
Yes. My favorite Christian YouTuber, Z Dog. I watch for the Bible content.
That's the funny thing. He actually does like Bible studies on his YouTube channel, and they're actually pretty good.
That's a surprisingly common thing, I think.
Really?
Yeah, like the whole genre of people on Twitch, for example, streaming the Bible.
Oh,
and
I
then...
did that for a short time. I just read through the Bible on Twitch.
Base.
Those aren't up anymore, because, I don't know, I was kind of stuttering a lot, because I was nervous. And I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to teach that kind of stuff to people yet. I like talking about the Bible with people. I try my best to, I guess, witness is what they call it, to like, you know, give them the gospel. But I feel like I'm just not that great at it. But it's like anything, you gotta practice. Otherwise you don't get better.
Yes, this is true. Can't be afraid of failure.
Yes. And I think the problem I have is I see other people who are in their like Christian walk and they've been doing it a lot more than I have, especially since I kind of fallen off a bit for like several years. So I'm kind of like making up a lot for lost time. And I just need to fix myself.
It's weird because I feel like I've wasted a lot of my time and I should just give up on a lot of the aspirations I have. But I see people who are like much older than me who haven't given up, who are making progress. So what gives me the right to just say, oh, I'm done with it? I feel like it's easy to be like in your own head when you see so many people racing right past you who are younger than you, which is rich coming from, you know, there's some distance here, but like, but when I see people who are like 16, for example, you know, about 4 years younger than me, who can speak like 3 languages, like,
And
you know,
yeah, they like draw perfectly.
yeah, and like, you know, they're like modern day Chads and all this. Like, I just look at it and I'm like, why wasn't I doing that when I was 16? Like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
Making weird videos about being a moron, like, like, you know, talking about a bunch of high-minded stuff I didn't really understand. Like, I don't know. I look at it and I think there are 24 hours a day in a day, and these guys seem like they're using all of it. And what do I do with a lot of my time? Play Call of Duty. I play CS:GO. You know, the most productive thing I like to do for pleasure is like read. But back in the day, that's just what everyone did for entertainment. Only novel. It's a novel. Lol. It's only unique because these days, like, everyone is screens that, you know, they don't have the attention span to do. They go, oh wow, you're educating yourself, Osaka. I guess, but I mean, I could be doing way more than just that, you know?
Yeah, cause I've been watching a lot of like online preachers and stuff like that, and some of these guys are like really hardcore. Like, they don't like using profanity. They don't, you know, they don't think like games are like the devil or anything like that. They just think they're kind of a waste of time. And they're just like, they spend all their time just like studying the Bible, and they just like know it like the back of their hand. And I've been having recently some trouble like reading it and like getting into it every day. Like I used to, but now it's just like, ugh. I don't know, maybe because it feels like an obligation rather than like a legit like love or joy for it.
Yeah. Yeah, as time goes on, you have to find out what your motivation is, and that's what I've been trying to do. Because I can't just base self-improvement off of, like, whatever I feel in the moment, because the most worthwhile things to do are not things that are easy. They're done precisely because they're hard. Like, the fulfillment you get from being able to achieve something can't be gotten in an instant.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you just have to keep at it, and I know that's like kind of a cop-out, but really that's all you have to do. It's just keep doing it.
Yeah. Yep. It's hard though.
It is.
But it's like it's like that famous JFK speech. We go to the moon not because it is easy, but because it is hard. That's my my terrible JFK impression. But
I thought
it's
JJ was in the room with me right now.
yeah, you know, his presence was just emanating from my microphone. But you know, I was never really like taught to have any kind of discipline. Growing up, like I just kind of avoided punishment, and then that's how I did things I was supposed to do. I wasn't taught how to appreciate my own work or to have any ambitions or anything. Seems like whenever I had like an ambition or an extracurricular activity I wanted to do, like my dad especially, for example, literally just punish me for having it.
Really?
Which, yeah, like whenever I had tried to learn Norwegian, for example, when I was like 11, which I found it really interesting, because, you know, as a kid, like, I just kind of wanted to learn things all the time, like, I was that kind of kid, curious, and so I tried learning that, and then him, with, like, no knowledge of Norwegian whatsoever, he got so mad at me and then just started, like, criticizing my pronunciation, and then he said, oh, your accent is off, and well, anyone who learns different language is going to have an accent, like, you can't get rid of that, but he was just hyper-fixating on these small parts, and, I had a lot of moments, like, he still shits on me for reading. He's like, oh, here's your fucking crappy book that you left over here. Oh, I wouldn't wipe my ass with that. And then he'll just go off like that. And, like, it's not even, like, the specific title or something. It's just the fact that I read. Like, whenever, like, I'll talk about, like, you know, wanting to get more books or something. Oh, can't you do something useful? And it feels like whenever I have any kind of pursuit where I want to learn more things or to apply a skill or to get a skill, that voice is just in the back of my head saying, like, you can't do it, or it's bad because you're doing it ways. And so having like a unsupportive family, I think has kind of fucked me up. In addition to just the internet fills you with like people who are in the 0.1% of the population who are like really good, you know.
Yeah. I never really had that problem with my family, thankfully, but I don't know, I felt like I needed to overachieve for some reason, even though I didn't. And now it's just like, I don't know, I guess it kind of burned me out as a kid. So now I've just became like this uber slacker now. So I did my best in school. I did pretty well. But now it's just like I don't really have much of a drive to do much outside of like the bare minimum.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more or less in the same position. Like, over the last year, I want to say I've been really apathetic. And on my streams recently, if you've caught a bit of them, I feel like I've been talking a lot about, like, okay, how do I do things? Like, what's my game plan for doing things? Because I can't live like that. You know, I can't just be apathetic and not try to achieve anything because I want to feel fulfilled doing something.
Yeah, I've been trying to make like I guess like a routine to like when I read my Bible, because I have this like Bible study plan that was in like one of my older Bibles that I got when I first got baptized. I've been using that for a while, and it helped for a bit, but then I just kind of dropped off because I was like, oh, I forgot, I'll just do it tomorrow, and then I forget again. It's like, oh, it just becomes a cycle, and I just need to stop talking about it and just do it.
Yeah.
Because it's just 20 minutes, you know, 20 minutes of like a couple of verses, and it's not so bad.
Yeah. I feel like talking gets in the way of doing sometimes because
Yeah.
when you say, I'm gonna do this thing, it kind of gives you the satisfaction of having done it, even though you haven't done it yet.
That is very true. I heard, I don't know where I heard about this, but it's best not to like talk about something you're gonna do and just do it.
Yeah. I think, getting like, even if it's just, the goal is just 10 minutes of reading a day, like, when I started reading regularly, this is what I did. I'd put in 10 minutes a day, and then the goal that I'd really focus on is just, did I do it today? You know? And if it got all the way at the end of the day and I'd be tired, I'd like, okay, just write it out, 10 minutes at least, and then I get that. And then the more you do that, you build a habit, and then it becomes easier to get, 30 or an hour or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Eventually it became, okay, just one chapter. Which the kind of books I read usually have really long chapters for some reason. But yeah. And then I would end up exceeding way after, or way more than what I wanted to do to where, okay, I finished this whole book if it was like a short one. I think the biggest distraction is computers because we spend so much of our time in front of the screen, and it can make it easy to forget how much time we actually have during the day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I was kind of in awe of how much time I had when the tornado happened, here in Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because our internet was out and our power was out for a while. And I was basically relegated to listening to the radio, or reading the books that I had. So I was listening to like NPR. We have like bluegrass radio that comes from like, I think it's Murray State University here in Kentucky. They'll play bluegrass in between and I was listening to that, and I didn't really want to go out, because obviously, the weather wasn't doing so great. So I had the situation where all I could really do was read, and it made me realize, like, holy shit, like I have so much time on my hands, and it really makes you think, like, being away from the computer, like, for as many good things as the internet has brought us, being away from the computer for a while can give a lot of perspective, I think.
Yeah, sometimes I've been trying to like go out without bringing my phone. Sometimes it's just kind of good to like, I don't know, go for a walk or a drive, and just have a clear head, not have any I don't know, any distractions.
Yeah, I agree. I hate the fact that I have to have a cellular device. Like, I didn't have one for the longest time. I got one in like, mid 2018, and only recently did I get service of my own. And I try to use this thing as little as possible. It's just a necessary evil with the modern world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Majority and Turbozone are in the chat, by the way.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat. I've just been kind of talking and paying attention to what's going on in the game. Hey guys, hey, how you guys doing? You live in the metaverse now. Okay. My mic is muffled. Hold on, let me. I don't know. Discord is like weird. I have to like mess around with that. Just one moment, and I will try to fix it. Okay.
Okay,
How does
how
this
does this
sound?
sound?
Does this sound worse or better? Okay, how does this sound? Does this sound better or worse? I don't know. Alright, so I'm just gonna keep playing. I'll have the stream on, or the chat going on. I don't know. Oh no! I'm doing bad.
And now it looks like, at least on the stream that I'm getting, the game is frozen.
Oh, it froze? I just paused.
Oh, I see.
So I can mess around with the sound. Oh, it's about the same. I don't know, my mic is like garbage. I think my headset's dying. It's getting kind of old.
See, your mic is what we in the business call lo-fi.
Exactly, it's lo-fi. Did you know Felix is a cat? Yes, I didn't at first, but after reading through the 50-page wiki, getting all the lore. Actually, the actual like story behind Felix and his creation is pretty interesting. Like, he was one of the earliest cartoon characters, I think.
That is true. I believe he back in the 30s or no,
Even
like
farther
late
than
20s even.
I
Yeah.
want to say even like early 1900s. He was like, I think he was called like Master Julius or something. He had like some weird name before he became Felix.
Yo, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just went on this like weird old cartoon binge, and I was just like researching all these old cartoons. Because like I said in my earlier when I was talking about D&D and how I had like the cartoon character as like because he's actually a cat too. So I was just like doing everything I could to get info. Oh, you like Felix Turbozon? I didn't know that.
He is a classic character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 1910. The 20s Felix was the first televised image. Okay. Yeah, I used to like this character a lot as a kid. Like I was talking with Outlaw, I liked the Twisted Tales of Felix the Cat. That cartoon was actually really good. But for some reason I remember nothing. I guess because I was watching a lot of cartoons as a kid, so it's just like this big blur of like animation that's in my head.
I mainly watched old Felix cartoons from this compilation disc of like Betty Boop, and like I think Mighty Mouse was on there, and then Felix and a couple other ones. Oh yeah, the Man was there as well, and that was my main exposure to it as a kid, and I just fell in love with the character. And then I remember going on YouTube and I watched Twisted Tales and some of the like original cartoons. And has a warm place in my heart because of that.
Yeah, I remember watching some of the like Turbo mentioned this is based off the 60s one. And I remember watching some like the 50s and 60s versions of Felix, and I can't remember which one, but one of them was like really badly animated. It was like something out of Hanna-Barbera. But even that kind of had its charm.
Yes.
They should really do something with this character again, but I guess at this point, nobody really knows or cares about him. So it'd be kind of pointless. Because I feel like he's more of an icon than like an actual, I guess, character, if that makes any sense. Because he's just so big. Oh yeah, the Fleischer ones, or whatever, the original ones. Yeah, those were good too. I've been watching a lot of those recently. And a lot of them still hold up. They're like legitimately funny. Maybe because they're just like these little 6-7 minute shorts. Rather than being like these huge freaking 20-minute stories that a lot of cartoons are nowadays. Because everything needs to be freaking slow burn 20 minutes with like a extensive story. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you know. I have a Christmas special from 2004 called... Oh, yeah, that was the Japanese one! That was the one that I think that was like the last Felix scene they made for a while. It was Felix Saves Christmas. And didn't they make one where like Felix is like a baby? Because they're like going off of the whole baby trend.
Oh wait, oh yeah, Baby Felix, yeah. There was a time where like every major character had a baby version, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then of course they made Twisted Tales of Felix, which was a great show, even though I remember nothing about it.
We gotta go back. One day I'm gonna come down to DZ Dog Land and forcibly I'm gonna strap you to the chair, and then I'm going to create a VR headset, and by VR headset I mean cardboard box taped to the TV, and you're gonna watch it.
I mean, I have no complaints. Yeah, Twisted Tales is on YouTube. That's how I've been watching it recently. And it's pretty funny, and it gets like dark in a lot of parts, because I don't know, cartoons were built different back then. And why am I fighting just a gun version of myself? Is this like, is this my Virgil to my Dante? What's going on here? Hold on, I need some appropriate music for this. I'm gonna play friggin' Bury the Light and get like a cease and desist or something. Sorry for all the the pauses. Okay, let's see if this actually. Okay, it's a friggin' ad. I hate these unskippable ads. It ruined my stupid joke that wasn't even funny to begin with. Okay, thank you. Oh, great, another ad. Thank you, Susan. How amazing, how wonderful that you would bless me with a second ad, but this one is skippable. Okay, here we go. Alright. Alright, that's Texan Felix, yeehaw. Alright, here we go, guys. This battle's gonna last in like 2 seconds before it gets to the drop. Hold on, we gotta speed this up, we gotta get to the actual... There we go. I still haven't played DMC5. I heard it was good, though, but I don't know. There we go, I did it. Oh yeah, this game was good. I used to play it as a kid. I like would rent it back when you would rent games. And I don't know, I used to always love playing this, even though I never finished it because I was bad at video games, because I was a dumb kid. But it was an easy game, and I got pretty far in it. I think I might be near the end, actually. I don't know. If I beat this game, I'll feel really happy, because this was like a childhood game of mine. What are these things I'm fighting? They're like abominable snowmen? I thought they were like penguins at first. Man, I have so many lives.
Base.
What, base them killing abominable snow people?
Yes.
Okay.
They deserve it. That's one section of the population I am, for one, against.
What did the snow people do?
Well, they're cold, for one. They were very cold to me.
Oh, I
in the
see.
grocery store.
I mean, climate change will kill them eventually, so that's fine.
The only climate I'm concerned about changing is the climate of this situation.
If you could reboot this game, who would you want to make it? Ooh, that's a tough one.
Platinum.
Yes, just turn it into a beat 'em up or like an NTR game. But no, seriously, I guess I don't know. Who's the people who made like who made A Hat in Time and all that? Gears for Breakfast. I think they would make something interesting with this.
I agree.
Turn it into like a 3D platformer.
You could also just give it to Nintendo.
Oh yeah, and they'll make it not available on the Switch.
They'll make it Kirby #2.
Yeah, they would change it like some other Nintendo character because, you know, who cares about Felix? No, don't give it to the Bubsy people. Okay, do you want it to be fun or just memey? Then just give it to the Bubsy people. You want it to just be a meme game? Holy crap, I have 14 lives. It's so easy to farm for lives in this game. Because I was like down to 4 at one point, and now here I am at 14 again. The only bad thing I have to say about this game is the music isn't that good. It's kind of like generic. Oh man, I'm dead. I insulted the game and therefore must die. Bubsy versus Felix. Oh, that's the death battle we all need to see. Does anyone still watch Death Battle? I feel like nobody watches that anymore. I don't know. I guess Felix would be the stronger of the cats because he has like crazy. He has that crazy magic bag, and he can also like remove his tail in like the older cartoons and use it to do stuff. And I don't know, Felix or not Felix, Bubsy. I don't know what he can do outside of be annoying. I guess he can glide. Turbo Zone. I think Death Battle is still going on. Like I said, I haven't watched any of it in I guess like a year now. I know they did one about like Popeye versus Saitama. Oh yeah, Felix can beat Goku. Felix, I feel like most like old school cartoons would be like just dimensional warping beings compared to like even the strongest anime character. Because frickin' I don't know if you've seen this, but in this one Popeye cartoon, Popeye just like there's like water leaking from these pipes, and he just took the water and bent it. Like not Avatar benting, but just like bent it like, I don't know, plastic or something. Ah, dang it. I become Turtle Man. Like I said, if this was made with like, I don't know, more forms and like maybe you could add like his tail ability, this game would be amazing if it was remade. Oh yeah, definitely. Roadrunner. He would just trick, I don't know, like who would fit well against like a versus Roadrunner? Oh, I'm down to the last form. This guy's actually kind of tough. Well, not really, but I'm just bad. I actually have to focus now. Oh, the boxing glove has no range. The worst Dark Souls are Elden Ring weapon. The boxing glove attached to a spring or whatever. This does feel like a freaking Soulsborne battle. Oh no, I died! Oh, Chex Quest got remade. Cool. Actually, I think I heard about that. Wasn't that a while ago? That they remade Chex Quest? Yeah. There's hope for this game. No, it's not perfect, but it's fun. Oh yeah, that new Harry Potter game. Because, you know, I don't know. There are people who just only know Harry Potter and Avengers. That's like the farthest their nerd cred goes. I don't know. I've seen like the trailer for the new Harry Potter game. It looks okay. It doesn't look amazing, but it could be fun if it's like an open world Harry Potter game. Sorry.
I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I could never get into Harry Potter.
After a while, I kind of got out of it. I don't know why. It just kind of got boring.
I think as a kid, the biggest turnoff for me was that it was like a fantasy setting, and for some reason, besides Lord of the Rings, I've never really been able to get into fantasy stuff. Like,
yeah, certain fantasy is just kind of boring if you don't do it right. And I feel that was the problem with Harry Potter. There wasn't like much actual lore to it outside of, you know, the main story going on. Like occasionally you would hear stuff about like the wizard world, but it was just kind of empty. Like, there wasn't really much to it. Like Lord of the Rings has like tons and tons of like lore and backstory for everything.
yeah. I like the NES game Wizards.
Oh wait, what?
Wait one sec. I'll link you what I'm talking about.
Oh, you don't like Lord of the Rings? That's fine. I understand why people don't like Fantasy Turbo Zone. It kind of blends, I guess. I guess that can be said for any genre. So what you got for me? Wizards and Warriors. I've heard of this game.
This game is so good. It's kind of unforgiving, but it's really good.
Oh, it's I've never played it, but I've seen videos of it. You're like a guy with like a knight, and he's got like a sword. Yeah, the GameCube Lord of the Rings game was really good, Majora. Oh,
I
you're
agree.
a sci-fi fan, Turbo. I'm kind of a bit of both. I feel like I was more into sci-fi as a kid because I was like obsessed with space and like the planets and stuff like that. But I don't know. I've gained an appreciation for fantasy now.
I still rewatch Next Generation.
Oh, Next Generation's good. That was another
Yes.
thing I watched as a kid, but I vaguely remember it. Cause I only remember like Geordie LaForge because he was freaking LeVar Burton. I was like, oh, it's the Reading Rainbow guy, but I don't remember much about the actual story.
You should watch the episode Chain of Command, not just because it's my favorite episode, but because it stands on its own from the rest of the show. Just have a really basic knowledge of the show. That one poses a lot of very interesting questions, and I think the way it explores them is very emotionally gratifying.
Okay. I remember
Yes.
One episode, it was like when Picard meets his son and he's kind of like an asshole or something. And that was interesting.
I can send you an episode guide for like all the best episodes.
Like trying to find stuff to watch. Like I was gonna watch The Sopranos and all that because I only watched a little bit of it.
I need to actually Sopranos. I've never seen that show before.
Yeah, I remember my older brother liking it a lot. Why is Reading Rainbow in space?
Yeah, it's let's watch StarTrek.com.
Oh,
Good
nice.
resource. I liked reading Rainbow as a kid.
Yeah, that was a good show. Oh, Snowball.
I watched a lot of Bob Ross growing up.
Oh, me too. Oh, you've been watching Dexter Turbo Zone? That's cool. That was another show I wanted to watch, but for some reason never did.
I thought the first season of the show was good,
Mm.
but the rest was just kind of silly.
That's what I've heard a lot from people.
Hmm.
Okay. How long is this game? I feel like I'm getting close to the end. I'm doing my master class speed run of Felix. I like watching classic Star Trek. I had to watch a few for a class. Really? What kind of class was that? I guess like, I don't know, like filmmaking or something? That's the only thing I could see Star Trek being like used. I guess maybe like some theoretical physicist or physics class. 5 through 8. Okay, so the first 4 seasons were good, but 5 through 8 sucked. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on the game and then this. You know, that effect that the treads have on like the snow is actually pretty good. I like that a lot. This is a pretty graphically impressive game. Oh, English studies. Okay. That makes sense.
I could see Star Trek played in like a philosophy class too.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
He,
Oh, wait, is that spelling out Felix? Oh, cool. Dang it, I lost my freaking tank. I'm no longer the Mad Cat of Kiev. Oh, wait, now I am. Great.
breaking news right here.
Yes.
Brand new footage out of Ukraine.
Yeah, I could see that being used, Turbozone, like, analyzing, moral dilemmas, that kind of thing. Oh, I gotta fight the freaking Poindexter. I think that's the guy's name. Oh, I'm just bullying this nerd. I am the Chad. He is the Soy Jack. This is so stupid, this stream. Alright, am I getting close to the final boss? I hope so. I'm a 5-star man. Oh, this is the final level. Here we go, guys. No Johns.
Oh shit.
Round 8. Oh, look, he's taking his petition to frickin'... I don't know. I couldn't think of a funny joke. I'm in space now, that's cool. Oh! Freaking aliens. I like that little sprite of, that was at, like, the stage, entry thing. Of Felix with the piece of paper. Oh, crap. Oh, this is gonna get tough. Yes, I am in fact a cat. You're right about that.
I thought you were a dog. Some kind of species transition we're witnessing right here.
Oh no, I'm not. I mean, well, my D&D character is a cat. He's a tabaxi, that's the race. They're like cat people. Because of course, I went with the furry character.
Oh no. I can't believe you would betray dogs like this.
I mean...
Your brothers.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a traitor, but I didn't want to play as a homebrew race because I think you could like make a dog character, but I just wanted to kind of play a character by the book, the major race characters.
Makes sense.
Oh crap! Dead again. I don't know. Maybe next time I'll play as like a. Oh, I think they're like characters who are like half werewolves, so I could probably do that. Yeah, they're called shifters. So I could just make a werewolf guy.
I'm a shifter, just got in town.
Ah, those freaking aliens. Okay, this is actually kind of difficult. This is where I'm kind of tempted to like use save states to abuse this and destroy my run. I have no integrity, so I'll do it. What's your Elder Scrolls type? Like, my class, my character? I don't know. My first ever Elder Scrolls character was like an Argonian. I made like a custom class. He was kind of like an assassin who like was good at illusion spells, so I can like turn invisible and stuff like that. That was back when I first played Oblivion. And I think I went like a really edgy name for like the class type. I think it was like Professional or something like that, because he's like a freaking killer assassin guy. He's a professional, guys. You're a donkey. But are you a video game donkey? Oh, we're on the frickin' Mars or something.
This reminds me of that part in Alien Hominid where you're like in like a little pod and you're
Yes.
shooting.
That was such an awesome game. I used to love that game.
That's still one of my favorite games.
I need to play that on a stream. Maybe I'll play it tonight. I don't know. I kind of don't want to stay up too late because I work in the morning. But you know, who knows?
I mean, there's always other streams. I think it's been a successful venture.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. It's been so long. It's been great just catching up with you again.
Yeah, you too. Sorry, I was about to misgender you.
That's okay.
My friend, I guess. I don't
Just
understand.
call me your N-word. That's the universal gender.
Oh, of course, yes. The only gender that matters. Damn it. There's just no way to dodge those. I don't know if you can walk on them or not. Let me see. You probably can't. Yeah. I was just, I'm just back to my basic bag. The basic bag build. I need to give my, my Toon character a magical bag. I mean, he already has, like, there's something called, it's one of the abilities for the homebrew race. It's called Hammer Space, so he can, like, pull stuff out of his pockets that he wouldn't be able to normally carry. And you have to roll like a d10, and if you roll a 1, you like you pull out like some random item, like a banana peel or something. Yes, the basic bag run. Elden Ring. Unupgraded bag run. I would play Elden Ring on the stream, but I'm kind of bored with it. Oh, not bored, but I've just been playing it so much.
I haven't played it yet. I've been meaning to, but the game is too expensive.
Oh, yeah, it's good. A lot of people are comparing it to kind of like Dark Souls 3, I guess, because it's very similar. But I've never played that one. I've only played the first Dark Souls ever.
Yeah, I've played Bloodborne, Demon Souls, first game and the second game. And I'm one of those weird people who likes the second game. A lot of people don't like that one, but my favorite is probably either Demon Souls or Bloodborne. I've heard that Elden Ring is distinct in the sense that it's much more open world than any of the previous entries,
Mm-hmm.
and that that is that's a selling point for me.
Yeah. Where's the
Yeah.
Mario 3 sun? Yeah, this seems like it would have like a freaking sun attacking you. That seems like on brand with like old cartoons, just random stuff with faces. I'm surprised they didn't do that. Alright, I got the sorcery bag. Now I'm doing a sorcery run. Because magic's broken in Elden Ring.
I just realized I've been deliberately avoiding most information about this game. Like, all my friends are playing it, but when I've like gone to servers, everyone starts playing it, I just don't look at their stream. I feel like I'm mostly keeping myself on.
That's fair, you know. You don't want to get spoiled.
Yes.
These one guys, Djibouti Dubs, I don't know if you heard of them, they were like playing it, and I was like watching it a bit before I played the game, because I think they're pretty funny, even though they can kind of like run jokes into the ground. No! Fell into the pink water. Alright, now we're getting into NES old school difficulty. Okay, that was just me being stupid. Cuphead is an NES remake. That would be fun. Or like a Genesis game like Gunstar Heroes. That would be cool. Because that game's like a homage to like Metal Slug and Gunstar Heroes. Oh, that was some pro strats.
Heroes is so good.
What?
Gunstar Heroes is.
Yeah. I know they had a Game Boy Advance game, but I've never really played it that much. I think I like emulated it once. Alright, I'm gonna try to get into my gamer mode. Alright. Oh, is this like a boss rush?
Oh no.
Oh, okay, no, it's like a safe room. Okay, cool. I can replenish my my forms and stuff like that. That's actually really forgiving of them. I like that. Like, the game's difficult just enough, but not to the point where it's, like, insane. Alright, now let's see if I can beat him with the car. I'm gonna use the mount. Mounted combat. No! Okay, back to magic. Oh, man. Let me get my, let me recharge my, my FP. Let me drink my flask. Oh! Now I'm back to melee. This guy's tough, he just like rushes at you. There's not really much you can do. Why does it take me all the way back here? That sucks. I feel like that's just padding out for the game. So just take him back here. Alright, let me see if I can upgrade completely. Probably not, but whatever. Got another life, though. Okay, got the car. I think this is just what they want you to do, to just get all the, get, like, the top form. And then just cheese this boss. There we go. The Mad Cat of Kiev is back. He's
Yes.
about to take on this Russian insurgent. I don't know.
The hero we need with her.
There we go. Oh no! He takes a lot of hits. You can't, like, use iframes, damn it. Okay. I can do this. I just gotta be careful. Oh no, I missed that heart. Right, I'm gonna try to see if I can beat this, and then, I don't know. With this victory, I'm gonna call it a night, maybe. Hopefully. Because I've never beaten this game before, so this is gonna be fun.
Oh shit, the time, I just realized it's like almost 11. I've been going to sleep at 8 p.m. most nights.
Oh.
It's, yeah,
can head
way
off.
past my time.
Yeah, you can head off if you want.
Yeah. No, I was just enjoying the stream. This is very comfy.
I'm
But,
glad you like it.
I don't want to disrupt my my circadian rhythm too hard. Until next time. This was very fun.
You have a good night.
You too.
Alright, it's just me, everybody. And I'm dead. Or I will be dead. More like a D-make, yeah. I probably shouldn't be coding games. It'd probably be not good. I'm not that good of a coder. Oh. Yes, I did it! Sorcery is broken. In this game. Alright. I did it without using save states. Nice. Oh, and there she is. Congratulations. At last, Felix. You rescued Kitty. I love you, Felix. You gotta love these early, or NES endings. Yes, Felix is the cool cat. Oh, nice, he's going to head back home on his ship with his girlfriend. That's cool. I thought they were just gonna do like the little text, but they actually had like a proper cutscene. Man. Yes, the true love story. Alright, is there gonna be credits? Or is it just like the game kind of freezes? I think it's just, yeah, it's stuck on this end screen. Alright guys, well, if you enjoyed this, leave a like. Time to spawn kitties, or kittens. But I will see you guys next time. Thank you, TurboZone Majority, for showing up near the end. You guys have a good night. Yes, what does the ending really mean? Yeah, that's a good one. Alright, well, yeah, like I said, see you later.